Patreon member shout out. Yo, listen up, here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue, like him. Inside and outside, blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So, what is the news today? Well, I'm not doing the drop because there's a bunch of other people, on here, I'll go over that later. Doing the drop, so I will be back live again tonight and for most of the other drops in the world. But there is something that I did want to go over, and it is Goldman Sachs, and that they see the metaverse as an $8 trillion opportunity. Title of this video is probably gonna be like, why I'm gonna spend $1 million on virtual land, and that is true. I say right now that it would be about 500,000 that I would put in, and that was my idea. And the reason behind that was because, well, I put about 500,000, maybe a little bit more now, into a Komi, into the Omi token and into the product. So maybe a little bit more than 500,000. And I wanted to match that. I always said, like, hey, I'm never going to go all in into anything again. This is my last time. Those that don't know, I went all in on Tesla, on Pokemon cards, on high-risk lending, and they all worked very, very well for me. And you know, that's how I'm here today. It's how I was able to retire at 30. It's how I was able to become a millionaire at 30. And I said I would never go all in again. Like, when Omi reaches 10 cents and I have like $12 million, I would never put all $12 million into something. But I would have no issue putting 500,000 or $1 million into something. Again, why? Because I've seen it before in Earth 2. This a lot of this metaverse, virtual reality thing, we are just on the cusp of reaching something great. I think it is not there yet. We might be early, but again, even with being very, very early, how many times have you seen things 1,000 or 10,000x from Earth 2 or Sandbox or Decentraland or My Neighbor Alice? A lot. I've seen personal examples itself. I've seen it. I've seen it, and I believe with the Veveverse, when you have again partnerships with all this amazing IP. Like Disney, like DC. Like, imagine being able to take your Batman and Superman statues and being able to use them as avatars and being able to run around Gotham, run around Metropolis. Like, there's no weird licensing issues there, like, oh, in New York City. Like, it's not like you have to try to get, Empire State Building and you have to get certain, like, licenses from things from people in New York City, like Marvel, because most of the Avengers live in New York City, aside from West Coast Avengers. But imagine, like, you can do that in the Veveverse. Again, most likely, they'll have a DC land where they'll have Metropolis, they'll have, West City, they'll have Gotham, and you'll be able to do that. And people are probably going to want to get property, not in it, because I think that would be impossible, but maybe around it. Like, wouldn't it be great to have, the Daily Planet in your backyard? Like, hey, that's where Superman goes. Or have, like, Wayne Manor in the backyard or in your view when you're, waking up in the morning in the Veveverse. Oh, look at that, Wayne Manor. And how amazing would that be? Again, with Marvel, wouldn't it be amazing to have Avengers Tower in your backyard or Disneyland if you're able? Like, forget Disneyland, Mario. Like, if we're able to go and have, like, Legend of Zelda, and I can't roll up my sleeves, Mario, could you imagine Princess Toadstool's castle in your backyard? I would pay so much freaking money for that. Not even because I thought that it would make me, a ton of money in the future renting it out, which is another thing that I'll probably go over in a minute. But I would want it just for the coolness factor. Be like, yeah, that's my backyard. Oh my God, how many times in Super Mario 64 were you just roaming around the castle? I remember in Mario Kart, I think it was before Super Mario 64 came out, or at least before I had the game. In Mario Raceway, there's Luigi's Raceway in the first level, but and like the third cup, I think there's Mario Raceway, and I remember being like, I don't care about this race. I want to go and explore. I would take my car and explore the castle, and I did, and it was awesome. Again, how many times are you doing that? Just exploring, just walking around, taking in all the beauty, all the art. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful, beautiful game. Beautiful, beautiful game. All of these backgrounds and these sceneries, like why do certain people pay tens of thousands of dollars, or if not $100,000 more, to live by the water so they could just, enjoy that view? I've lived in those places. It's amazing. It's beautiful. There's something serene and there's something great about it. And I can't really put it into words right now. I don't have the gift of explanation as some other people do. But yeah, I mean, outside of the money, which there's going to be a fudge ton of, there's going to be a lot of beautiful opportunities and scenery and just going in there. Like the CEO of Earth 2, Shane Isaac, says, you know what, when I get stressed and when I get, I feel like I can't deal with things, they go into Earth 2 and they just look around because of how beautiful it is. Now, Earth 2 is going to have those like Red Dead Redemption 2 type of graphics, which is fine. It's great. It's beautiful. But the Veveverse, whatever type of graphics it has, it's probably going to have some really cool things in there that you're going to want to look at. That, especially if you're in eventually virtual reality, you're going to want to go and say, hey, you know what? This is really cool. If you can't go and see that in real life just yet, let's say it's too far away, let's say you're in a state or country that doesn't allow you to travel because of the pandemic, and you can't get to Disney World, you can't get to Harry Potter World. Not confirmation that we have Harry Potter, but I am hoping that one day that we'll get that. Again, even if we don't, there's so many different things. And again, this not confirming that we have Nintendo, but that'd be great if you could go and say, oh, hey, guess what? My background, the Cerulean City Gym where Misty is, and they're I don't know if they'll do this, but it's Cerulean City Gym before Misty came back. Before that was a place where you can go and see a water show. There's seals and there's water type Pokemon. I imagine there's feels now on there as well. The types of things, Radio Tower that was eventually in Lavender Town, was in Johto City. What if you have like mountains in the background where you could find Mew or Mewtwo? I would love to be able to say like, well, you can't, buy anything in Pallet Town, but you could buy stuff in Viridian Forest. I would love that. The local lore in Pokemon is that Mew came from Viridian Forest. That's where you have it. There's children of Viridian Forest, like Yellow, like Giovanni, like Lance. That'd just be really cool to see other things like that. So $1 million, yeah, that's fine. Again, it's on here, it's on record. Real Randy Chavez will spend $1 million on the Veveverse, because I know what. Now again, if we're able to buy land when we're only at like 1 or 2 pennies, I don't want to spend half or a good amount of mine into there, but I will, if we're at several pennies, or 10 cents, like I think we will be, I have zero reservations about going and putting in $1 million because of those reasons. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. Everyone, before we finish the video, should check out at HeyDavidDon, at KingMavsForever on Twitter, Standoff Charging King Mavs on the Veve app. You got Kobe Collects, Only Player 1 on the YouTube, Powers of X up here, Kobe Collects down here, Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Golden Assets, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, and Sody Pop Media, all on the YouTube. You got EQ_crypto, at WetWizardVeve, and at 1234CA3 on the Twitter. DerekBrad.com/pages/BV-photography, AfroDroidLegends.com, UseStayGlassy.store, WoundedWarriorProject.org, and AffinityHypnotherapy.com.au. My boy Mayarden, we hope his account gets unbanned soon. We got Charles Merkel, Veve Darklink, and Veve Vibes all on the YouTube, which I subscribe to. Anyway, I love you all. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Goodbye, guys.